I wondered when you would return.
A temple guard.
Welcome back, folks. Thanks for tuning in for a brand new video review. Today we are checking out the Jedi Temple Guard mask featured in Star Wars Rebels, sold exclusively at Disney's Galaxy's Edge. As I mentioned, this is the Temple Guard mask seen in Rebels as opposed to Clone Wars, because the Temple Guards we do see in Rebels are slightly different. In Clone Wars we do see them more in their fancier getup, the mask is a little bit more vibrant, and of course with the animation styles there have been some differences implemented into all the characters, but the Temple Guards really showed a major difference, and those Temple Guards in Rebels had more of the training warrior kind of look in my eyes, versus in Clone Wars were the on-duty official security type of Temple Guards. They just had more of their formal getup, but the masks were a little bit different, and we have that here today. I am a little bit surprised there has been I'm going to say so much Temple Guard merchandise, but really we only have the mask and then lightsaber hilt, both featured at Galaxy's Edge. And in the past we really haven't had any other Temple Guard merchandise. I know we had the action figure from years ago when Rebels first came out, but official merchandise, I don't believe there's any other items. And actually also the yellow kyber crystal you can get at Galaxy's Edge, one of them does have a Temple Guard voice. If you also know me in person or outside of my YouTube channel, you'll know I just completed a Temple Guard cosplay. You can visit my Instagram to look at those photos, and I did do the Clone Wars style, but unfortunately I only have the Rebels era hilt from Galaxy's Edge to use that as my lightsaber. Anyway, enough about me and enough about my wants and desires. Let's take a closer look at this mask. Overall, this is a beautiful mask. I love the paint applications and the design. They captured the Rebels Temple Guard mask pretty much identically. You know, it all looks fantastic. One thing I was slightly surprised about, they didn't put any type of visor in the eye slot. It's not a big deal, but it kind of doesn't make sense when the mask itself has the visor, and it's not like the Temple Guards are wearing goggles or anything. But I mean, it's really not a big deal. This definitely does feel more of like a relic instead of an actual physical mask, because obviously it is a maybe 3/4 scale. It's not exactly a full scale mask, and I do have my Clone Wars mask that does fit me. This one nowhere near would fit me. Even maybe a small child or a toddler it might fit, but it's definitely not a wearable mask. Definitely something that if you're walking through the halls of the Jedi library or some sacred Jedi area, that similar to having the old Jedi statues we saw in Attack of the Clones, then we'd have something like this displayed there as well as a memory for them. The base does reflect the Jedi Temple Guard symbol, which is a variant of the Jedi logo, and it does kind of reflect through the stand, and I'll take off the mask for you to get a better look in just a moment. And all throughout, the paint is similar throughout both the base, the stand, and the mask, but it's almost got that yellowish beige hue to it, and I kind of wish they had more of a white. Of course, now with my lights on, it does seem more white, but when you look at it in person, it is very yellow or very beige, which I don't really like. I guess you can attribute that to more of that ancient look and just that old-time weathering. I'm not sure if that's what they were actually going for, or that's just their paint style that they decided to choose because they couldn't really match the color in the show, which I don't see why they wouldn't have been able to. Here's a look from the side, and we do see the ear cuffs. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it in the camera, but this did come with a few scuff marks here and there. I'm sure if I take like a brawny sponge or whatever to take off like pencils off the wall or color pencil, I'm sure I can apply that here as well. Mask does rest right at the top, and I'll show that as well. There's a little slot for it. There is the stand. So it is a pretty tall stand. Let me go ahead and get a measuring tape just so you see how tall it actually is. From just the base, it is roughly 15.5 inches. And from the tabletop or whatever flat surface you are displaying it, it is almost, I'd say 16.5 inches. So there's a pretty good height. This stand is attached to the base, so you don't have to worry about it popping off. The bottom just says Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, not a toy, decorative item only, and the retail price was $130. And here is a closer look at the mask. I love that gold coloring. They really did a great job on that, that's for sure. And here's the back, and that is the slot where the stand will fit into. It's a little bit wobbly, so do be careful where and how you display it. It doesn't fit quite snug. And even though the stand has this little bar, it still kind of wobbles, but it feels like it fits snug, but it doesn't quite fit too well. There we go. So it fits right in, but it still kind of wobbles around back and forth. As far as the packaging or whatever's contained in there, there's nothing else. It is just the mask, the display stand, and the base. So it's essentially two pieces that you can display however or wherever you want. You don't really have a choice of how else to display it. Super happy with it, especially being a Temple Guard fan and now a Temple Guard cosplayer. This is definitely a great addition to my collection, and above all, being a Star Wars fan and loving Rebels. Anyway, if you do have any questions or comments about this item or anything in general, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you all for watching again, and stay tuned for my next video. Be sure to subscribe to stay tuned to all future videos.